Data analytics. Everyone is talking about it, but what exactly is data analytics? Perhaps you heard that data analytics is the next big thing for businesses and want to find more about what this field involves. Or maybe you are considering a career as a data analyst and want to know what you'd be doing day to day. In any case, you are in the right place. Hey there, my name is Ievgen. You're at our OWOXBI YouTube channel where we speak all things about analytics, marketing, spreadsheets, and all sorts of data manipulation. By the end of this video, you should have a solid understanding of what data analytics is, what a data analyst does, and how it all contributes to a company's success. We'll also cover the essential skills you need to thrive in this exciting field. In this video, I'm going to cover the 6 key points to give you a better understanding of what it means to be a data analyst and how that role helps businesses to grow faster and more predictable. As you're watching this video, if you have any questions about the topics I cover or anything else about data analytics, just drop them in the comments down below. Before we dive in, if you are enjoying the video content, please give me a like and subscribe to get more weekly videos just like this. So, let's dive into step number 1. Perhaps you're curious about the buzz around data analytics and wondering what it really is about. Or maybe you are thinking about becoming a data analyst. In any case, most companies today are constantly collecting a vast amount of data, of information, from customer interactions, from operational metrics, from the tools like Google Analytics, sales CRMs, Facebook ads, spreadsheets. However, that data is in its raw form. This data is just a collection of numbers and texts which by itself doesn't provide much value to the business. This is where data analytics steps in. So data analytics is the process of taking care, preparing, analyzing, and visualizing, basically converting raw data into insights that business can benefit from. These insights are crucial as they help companies make informed, data-driven, data-informed, you name it, decisions, simply driving better business strategies and bringing better results. What a data analyst does is basically collecting the puzzle, connecting the dots between siloed data. They take all that scattered pieces of raw data from different places, platforms, and tools, which on their own might not make much sense or even any sense, and piece them together to create a clear picture. So what does a data analyst actually do in specific? Well, they dive into this complex world of data, interpret it, and transform it into something truly useful. Once they've analyzed the data, they distill it into insights that the company can use to make decisions that are not just based on the intuition of a manager. Basically, data analytics is a form of business intelligence. If you want to learn more about what business intelligence actually is, we have another video on this channel. I'll leave a link in the description down below, but you can also find it right here. This is very important. Data analytics is used to find problems and overcome challenges that every company faces. So it's all about uncovering patterns in the data that can reveal important and the most relevant information about the business operations, about sales, about marketing, product, anything. For example, a data analyst might identify how website users are engaging within a particular page or how Facebook ads are leading to specific sales. With this data clearly analyzed, companies can make better decisions about their web design, content, ads, and their place in the industry. Armed with those insights, businesses can craft strategies that are not just based on intuition, but are backed by solid evidence, leading to better outcomes and improved performance. Now that we've covered what data analytics is and the importance of a data analyst, let's dive into the role of a data analyst in more detail and what are the responsibilities in broad. A data analytics day is filled with a variety of tasks that revolve around extracting, processing, and analyzing data. Here are some of the common responsibilities. First, sure, it's data collection. Data analysts gather information from various sources such as databases, CRM systems, online platforms, spreadsheets, and some CSV files. You might have heard that this is a responsibility of a data engineer, but in fact, most data analysts are doing this on a daily basis. This involves using data extraction tools, writing SQL queries, or just manually pulling data from different systems. Number 2. Data preparation. You've extracted the data, but it's raw, so usually the data contains errors, duplicates, or inconsistencies. Data analyst first cleans the data, normalizes it, ensuring it's accurate and reliable, ready for analysis. This can include removing duplicates, filling in missing values, standardizing formats. Then, writing some other queries to automate this process on a schedule. 3. Data analysis. Here, a data analyst examines the data to uncover trends, patterns, and insights. This might involve running regressions, performing cluster analysis, or using advanced analytical techniques. But if your data is really simple, you don't need any of those. Just use Google Sheets or Excel, build some pivots and charts, and that's it. Back to the tasks. Data visualization. To communicate those findings with the stakeholders, data analysts create visual representations of data, charts, graphs, and dashboards. This helps stakeholders quickly grasp the complex information, because they are not the data experts. This could happen in tools like Tableau, Looker Studio, Power BI. This is typically used for the dashboards with the data that doesn't need to be manipulated by the stakeholder. Or that could be some kind of a spreadsheet, Google Sheets or Excel. Google Sheets are typically better for business users, as it's just easier to use and has more add-ons. It's easier to keep the data fresh and updated in Sheets rather than Excel. But Excel might be better for geeks or for the old school guys, or just for the businesses using Microsoft as a cloud platform. And finally, presentation. Analysts compile their insights into reports and presentations, highlighting key findings, adding some notes, and listing recommendations based on data. They might use tools like a simple text delivered by email, or you can make those pivots and charts you've built look nice, automatically updated, and you can use conditional formatting to highlight your findings. And then you share a link to a spreadsheet or a dashboard. And that's going to be a form of a presentation. So, that was step number 2. It was just a broad overview of what hats you can expect to wear as a data analyst. Step 3. Let me just briefly go over what a data analyst actually does on a day-to-day basis in specific. Not in theory, not broad, but how can a very specific task look like? If you're considering a career as a data analyst, here is what I found based on the job descriptions. Collect and report on user feedback using data visualization tools to highlight trends and insights. Next, collaborate with different departments to develop requirements for data projects. Next, define key success metrics. Plan, manage, and execute data analysis projects from initial concept to final evaluation of results. Continuously monitor business systems to identify areas for improvements and suggest data-driven improvements. Translate business questions into tasks that can be addressed with data. Establish the whole data process. Gather new data to answer business questions. Aggregate data from multiple sources to create a comprehensive dataset for analysis. That's what is called blending or joining data. And most likely you will need SQL for that. I'll leave a link to a video about selecting the suitable type of join in the description to this video. Set standards for data quality and implement processes to maintain these standards. So, those are just some examples of what a data analyst would be doing in any given role. To learn more, just go to any of the job listing platforms like LinkedIn and search for data analyst jobs. Next, key point number 4. How do the tasks of a data analyst actually contribute to a company's success? Nowadays, data analysts really play an irreplaceable role in driving business success through their insights and recommendations. And here is how. By providing those insights based on data, analysts help businesses make decisions based on evidence rather than intuition. And this nicely leads to more accurate and effective business strategies. It's always a great thing to make decisions based on data. Next, data analysts identify inefficiencies and areas for improvement within the business processes. By addressing these issues, companies can reduce costs and enhance productivity. 3. It's a niche thing, but really important for every business. New marketing strategies. Through analysis of customer data and marketing campaign performance, data analysts help refine marketing strategies, leading to better targeting, higher engagement, and increased return on investment, which is always good for every business. Analysts can also identify potential risk patterns, enabling businesses to implement preventive measures and protect their assets. One more niche example. By analyzing the user feedback and behavior, data analysts provide insights that guide product development, ensuring that products meet customer needs and expectations. And when I say product, that's both about the software, clothing, food, or even the service. In summary, data analytics is the backbone of a company's ability to use data as a strategic advantage. The daily tasks and responsibilities of data professionals contribute to operational efficiency and overall business success. So, that gives you a little bit of an overview of what data analytics can be used for in the real world. So that was step 4. Now we've looked at data analytics as the role, specific tasks, and how it's useful for the business. Let's dive into the process of data analysis. So now we're going to outline the 5 main steps a data analyst would take when approaching a new data project. So step 1 is about defining the goals, objectives, and basically translating that into questions that you want to get answers to. This is very important. You need to know why you are conducting this analysis, what is it for, and what questions you need to get the answers to. You will take a clearly defined problem. Sometimes you will need to extract this from the business user on an interview, and then you will make a hypothesis of a research questions that you can go forward with and answer it. For instance, let's say the marketing team has noticed that their recent campaigns didn't perform as expected. Your key questions can be then, what factors contributed to the underperformance of the recent campaign? Was it the platform, placement, the ad type? Maybe that's the landing page not converting. Or which marketing channels delivered the best ROI over the last 30 days? By clearly stating the problems and defining the goals, and then translating them into specific questions, you can set a clear direction for the analysis. You're going to conduct and ensure that your efforts are aligned with the real business problems and needs. With your key questions in mind, you are ready to start collecting the necessary data. To effectively answer your questions, you will then need to identify what types of data you will need and, importantly, where it will come from. For our marketing performance example, you'll need the data on the marketing campaigns such as ad performance metrics from platforms like Google Ads, Facebook Ads, or LinkedIn Ads. Then, you will need the website analytics data from the tools like Google Analytics. Ideally, you will need the CRM data on real conversions. Data analytics usually gather data from primary sources, the first-party data, which are internal data that company already has. They may also use the secondary or external sources like open data from the government portals, tools like Google Trends, or data from international organizations. For instance, if you want to compare your campaign's performance against industry benchmarks, you might look at reports from marketing research firms or public data from industry organizations. By gathering relevant data from these sources, you ensure that you have a comprehensive set of data to then analyze and uncover insights to answer your initial questions. Once you've collected the data, the next step is to prepare it for analysis. And remember, the data you collect is raw. This stage, often referred to as data cleaning or scrubbing, involves making sure your data is accurate and consistent. Your original data might include duplicates, anomalies, missing values. Based on the way you collect them, you might need to perform some complex manipulations to get the metrics you need. For example, unnest event parameters from Google Analytics data if they are already in your cloud storage in BigQuery. This could be handled before you process with your analysis. You might need to remove duplicates, handle missing data, normalize data. Optionally, if you understand that you will need some same data again and again, you might need to automate the data preparation. You can use scripts, create SQL queries to run this step on a schedule. For our marketing performance example, this might mean removing duplicate entries of ad interactions, checking that it really looks correct, filling in the missing conversions data from your CRM, standardizing the date formats across different datasets, because even the different ad platforms would have different column names and data formats. Then, mapping the ad campaigns data with online sales and sales from the CRM. Maybe you can use the UTM campaign for this, or the user ID. With OWOXBI, you can collect all of the advertising data into one place, tracking from the online analytics tools like Google Analytics, then the CRM systems, plus our tool has all of the data preparation templates you will ever need for marketing analytics data, so you can basically skip this step, the previous step, and even the next step of this data analysis framework. Basically, you can get all of the marketing reports your company would ever need, all within the same OWOXBI tool. If you want to learn more, or you need any help with that, maybe assistance, just reach out to our team. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Now that your data is clean and ready, it's time for the actual analysis. The approach you take here will depend on the specific questions you are asking and the types of data you are working with. But before you do this, you need actually an environment to analyze data. Spreadsheets are irreplaceable for this. Google Sheets, Excel, whatever one you prefer the most. Here is your tool for this step. For our marketing performance example, here are some common techniques you might use here. Number 1. Descriptive analysis. This involves summarizing the main features of your data, such as average and total ad spend, total conversions, or the click-through rates. All this kind of stuff. You build a pivot table, play around with columns, rows, filters, and manipulate the data until you have some interesting findings. Then, the cluster analysis. This can be used to group similar data points together, like audiences across platforms, which might help identify different customer segments or patterns in ad performance. In our example, you might use the cluster analysis to identify which customer segments responded best to the different ad types. And then the time series analysis goes. This involves analyzing data points collected or recorded at specific time intervals, useful for understanding trends over time, like the performance of ads during different days, weeks, months, or even years. These techniques help you uncover patterns and insights that answer your key questions and shed the light on the factors driving your marketing campaign's performance. The final step in the whole data analysis process is interpreting and sharing your findings. This is where your data is transformed into visual language. Depending on the type of data you have, you will present your findings in a way that is easy for stakeholders to understand. If they just need the pure visuals, you would use the tools like Looker Studio, Tableau, or Power BI. If you think they would like to play with data, use Google Sheets. If we're still talking about marketing, you might create a dashboard that shows a bar chart comparing conversion rates across different ad platforms, a line graph showing trends in ad performance over time, plus a pie chart illustrating the distribution of the ad spend across different channels, platforms, or ad types. It's very important at this stage to be able to clearly state what the data analysis reveals in regards to your initial questions or business challenges. Then, collaborate with key stakeholders to discuss these findings and decide on the next steps. Whether this is a perfect report and you'll just need to put it on a schedule, or you might need to add some tweaks and tricks and then anyway automate the entire process. And this is also a great moment to reflect on any limitations of your data and identify the areas for further improvements. Perhaps you realize you need more detailed data on the customer demographics or a deeper dive into a particular marketing channel. By effectively interpreting and sharing your results, you ensure that your analysis leads to actionable insights that can drive better business decisions and strategies. Rounding off this whole video off, we are going to move on to the next step, where we are going to dive deep into the essential skills you would ever need to succeed in this field. It's not just about knowing the tools and techniques, it's about having the right mindset. So starting with the hard skills, you might need to know just a few things here. First, it's SQL. It's really crucial. Python is also widely used, but SQL is absolutely essential. Don't worry if this seems doubting at first. With practice, you'll get the hang on this just as I did, and I'm a marketer, not even a data person. Second, spreadsheets. That's always the number one tool for a data analyst. No matter what size of the business is, you'll be using it. Next, it's basically any of the pure visualization tools that are pretty similar: Tableau, Looker Studio, and Power BI. They help you create visual representations of your data and then share it. And last but not least, mathematics. Data analysts spend a lot of time working with numbers, so having a good head for the math is important. You will often need to perform calculations, interpret quantitative data, and you might want to use some of the math models at some points. Soft skills are equally important. Look, data analytics is not just about crunching numbers. You need to dig deeper to understand the story behind the data, or tell the story after you have the data. Analytical mindset allows you to ask stakeholders the right questions and then find the insightful answers. 2. Data analytics is about solving business challenges. You need to be resourceful and creative in finding those solutions for it. Look, communication skills are important for any person. Once you've gathered your analysis, your data, you need to present your findings clearly. So, effective communication ensures that your insights are understood and acted upon by stakeholders. You'll be working closely with different departments, so being able to explain complex data to non-technical business users in simple terms is a must. To stay ahead in the analytics game, you need to commit to continuous learning. So, take online courses on platforms like Coursera or Udemy, read the blog posts, attend webinars, and experiment with new tools. Don't be afraid to explore new things or methodologies. By combining these hard and soft skills with a commitment to continuous learning, you'll be well equipped to thrive as a data analyst. I hope this overview has given you a clear understanding of what it takes to succeed in this exciting and dynamic field. And there you have it. Today, we've explored what data analytics is, the role of a data analyst in specific, how data analytics is used, and what are the skills that you need to succeed in the data analytics field. We've also walked through the process of data analytics from defining your questions to sharing your results. If you found this video helpful and want to take your skills further, check out the resources linked down below in the description to this video. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more practical tips and tricks on analytics. Also, hit that notification bell so you are always updated with our latest content that's created to boost your skills. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ievgen from OWOX, and remember, every data point, every report is a step towards smarter, more effective business decisions. So, keep exploring your data, stay data curious, and as always, happy analyzing.